یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، یا مولا کر دے کرم کی انتہا مولا، یا مولا کر دے کرم کی انتہا مولا، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، تیرا کرم مولا مولا مولا۔ نور سے تیرے ہے روشن یہ جہاں، گن تیرے گائے زمین و آسمان، نور سے تیرے ہے روشن یہ جہاں، گن تیرے گائے زمین و آسمان، اور جلالت ہے تیری سب پہ عیاں، اور جلالت ہے تیری سب پہ عیاں، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا۔ آپ ہے باب العلم مولا علی، آپ ہے خیبر شکن مولا علی، آپ ہے باب العلم مولا علی، آپ ہے خیبر شکن مولا علی، آپ کا ہے نور ہر سو یا علی، آپ کا ہے نور ہر سو یا علی، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا۔ مشکلیں آسان کر دو یا علی، مجھ پہ یہ احسان کر دو یا علی، مشکلیں آسان کر دو یا علی، مجھ پہ یہ احسان کر دو یا علی، ہو کرم کی ایک نظر بس یا علی، ہو کرم کی ایک نظر بس یا علی، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، یا مولا میرے مولا علی مولا، कर दे करम की इंतहा मौला या मौला कर दे करम की इंतहा मौला या मौला मेरे मौला अली मौला या मौला मेरे मौला अली मौला तेरा करम मौला मौला मौला
She carried me on her shoulders from my childhood till today. She
Here is the hottest show in town. You are tuned into Coffee with Jalal.
या अली ससिकल आदाब अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैं आपका होस्ट जलाल की खिदमत में हाजिर आप सब देख रहे हैं कॉफी जलाल live on Facebook and YouTube and thank you so much everyone for joining us for a very special edition of Coffee with Jalal. This is my first show in a month. I think last time जो हमने किया था I think it was before Ramadan और आज रमजान का आखिरी दिन है चांद रात है and tomorrow is going to be Eid, so happy Eid to everyone, to you and your family and your friends and your colleagues. यहाँ पे मैं देख रहा हूँ काफी लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया. Our good friends Melissa, thank you so much for tagging people as well, Melissa, and Sonia, thank you so much for tagging as well and joining. Nisha, hello Nisha, how are you? Long time no see. Amin Charania bhai, Ali Madad. Yes, Nisha is having her show on 7th. We'll be talking about that as well. Karim Arji, good to see you here again after a long time. Zeeshan Visram, thank you so much for joining us as well. Natasha from New York, thank you so much. Hamida, thank you so much. Nazneen Haji, thank you so much. Ruxana Atik, I love your your ID picture. My God, you look so beautiful. I know you are beautiful inside and outside as well. Zora Sohail Ali, Zora Bhai, kaisi ho? Thank you so much for joining. And our lots of good friends, thank you so much everyone. Of course, जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे, so I'll take everyone names as well. लेकिन if you want to write any comments, go for it. आपको जैसे पता है, like for last 2 days, this show. It just came together in last 2 days, so that's why we didn't have that much time for the publicity, for the हमने advertise नहीं की. लेकिन thank you so much everyone. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and there are so many groups already shared as well. Thank you so much. Bob Chaglani, thank you so much for joining. Karima Lalani, thank you so much as well. If you remember, one of the positive from the pandemic, we found so many artists, so many people from around the world. They became like a family now, especially Koffee Jalal family, Salam Namaste Calgary family, just in general, lots of friends. Doesn't matter aap koi bhi community. So we became very close friends because now the world is very small now because of the social media and what we have internet. Lekin, this my guest today, it's one of that person, that is always have so much energy and always brings so much positive to to individual, to entire community at large. But since he taken the role for the World Partnership Walk director for the musical events, then he even he became even more energy and always positive, always help, always ready to help. आपने देखा होगा last year when we did the DIY events, there were 5 shows on Coffee Jalal, plus there are about 26, I believe 30 shows altogether. And this guy was available every Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go and join the shows, to do the sound check, to kind of help in the poster, to get some artists, encourage them. Doesn't matter यहाँ community, बाहर से community, Pakistan से, India से, US, Canada से, कहीं से भी हो. So I think that of course as a host, as an organizer, gives me lots of energy as well. And if he has that much energy, why can't I have that energy? So I think he's very बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. इसकी शादी नहीं हुई है. He's still single. So if anyone looking for a husband or boyfriend, he's available. But he's right now, he's here with us backstage. He's laughing as well. He's backstage with me right now. Let me put him on the screen. I know you know him, you love him. Oh, one and only Rahim Visram.
Oh my God, Jalal.
How was the intro? I never did this kind of intro for anyone.
The intro was fabulous. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's so good to be here in Coffee with Jalal. Yes. I was just laughing and laughing and laughing. I just got a headache now.
No, good to see your beautiful face again and so much energy, kind of energized face. So how are you feeling? How are you?
I'm good. I'm so pumped up. And you know what? It's a World Partnership Walk, and we're back here again to promote the DIY events. And I'm super happy. And so this is my, I look forward to the World Partnership Walk, raising the funds, raising the awareness, and that's the most important part. Raising the awareness. It's really important. Right.
Sheryar, thanks for joining us as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for commenting and everything. And of course, I'll be posting all the comments. If you want to post any comment about Rahim, go for it. I'll post it on the screen. And Rahim, when you talk, look straight if you don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Because okay, I don't want to say anything more, but okay. So let me take you back into the back. Before we start talking about this year. Last year there was your first year. No, I think it was your first or second year last year.
No, so last year was actually the 3rd year.
Okay, for the DIY events. Okay,
that's correct. Yes, and the thing is that this is my 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗧. It's time and knowledge, and so I was given this volunteer opportunity, and I've been doing this for the last 3 years, and so this is going to be the 4th year.
Wow!
And so every year we've been doing really well with fundraising and raising awareness. So the first year when I started, we all together, Canada, we raised about $153,000 in DIYs. This is prior to pandemic. And then in 2020 we were home, and we were told that there is a campaign in October, and December we went and we raised about that year. My target alone was $90,000. We did, and at that point in time we had about 23 DIY events. And then after that, just last year we did such a remarkable fundraising, and it was a team effort, and we did amazing. We actually raised about $263,000.
Wow!
With 30 DIY events, which is unbelievable, out of this world. We did, and I'm not saying me. Let's go back a bit. I'm saying everyone. This is not me. The whole team involves the musician, the artists, the singers, the DIY organizers, the dancers. And so the host, like you, right? Like and like everyone, this is all it's effort of everyone coming together and raising the fund of 263K.
Yeah. Wow. So let me just say, because when I do my shows, right, so my daughter helps me, or my son used to help when he was here to put together videos and posters, everything. So when my son was doing for his university, like for his application, and same as my daughter now, so she put as her voluntary service to helping my dad, for the World Partnership Walk. And I think that looked great on your resume or like university application.
It does. And the thing is, it's a volunteer work, right? And it's a charity too, right? Don't forget, the Aga Khan Foundation is a charity, right? That comes under Aga Khan Development Network, right? AKDN, right? So it's if you put that there, it looks really good that you've done a volunteer service, right?
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. So because I know, before we go to the next, for this year, because you are involved with kind of the WPW, like World Partnership Walk, kind of the heads and everything, all the manager, supervisor. So when we raised 263,000 or whatever the total was, so what was their feedback? Like, what was their like the first comments?
So when we did the 263, so all the events, my whole team attended. The AKFC, the national team attended those events. Yeah. And when they heard that we were, by December 5th, we were already actually around $170,000. What happened was they were like, oh my God, like this is remarkable amount of funds that you have raised. Keep going, just keep going. Wow. And so that motivation just kept in me, and I kept on going with thinking that, okay, you know what, I have done this much, let's push for more. And then even the thing is, even motivating the team to raise funds. Even the most important part is the way the importance, delivering the importance of where World Partnership Walk is. It's really important when someone is telling me, what is World Partnership Walk?
Yes.
What is the funds that we raise? Where is those funds going?
Yes.
If I can communicate that information to someone, then that person will understand what I'm saying, and that person will be able to give me more funds. It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important for us to make someone understand, hey, we're raising this fund, but for what reason? And then with that, there's more participation, and then there's more funds that we could raise, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hello, Azmeena. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Pakistan. Anil Premji, Anil Bhai, thank you so much. Good to see you here as well. So, Rahim, okay, so now, let's talk about this year. Now, of course, I think there are some shows already happened, and now there are so many are in the lineup. Even Koffee with Jalal presents as well. We'll break the news here, like when and what is show all about for the World Partnership Walk. So what are the plans for this year, for this campaign?
So the campaign started on April 12th.
Okay.
And we're going to go right up to June 19th.
June 19th, okay.
However, we have the whole year to raise funds for the World Partnership Walk.
Awesome.
Right? So we have till December 31st that we could raise funds for the World Partnership Walk and engage communities, engage outside communities, raise awareness, educate them on what World Partnership Walk is and what it is all about and where does the funds go.
Yeah. Okay, hello, Yasmin Ambar, thank you so much. Meher Ali as well, thank you. Natasha, like I said, thank you so much everyone for joining us. मैं किसी का नाम भूल जाऊं, so please forgive me. So Rahim, of course, like I just, I cannot wait to share my post. Can I do it now? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
There we go, guys. So Koffee with Jalal present the first DIY event for the 2022. It's happening on. Here we go.
अब तो मेरा दिल जागे ना सोता अंधेरा तेरा मैंने ले लिया मेरा उजला सितारा तेरे नाम
can you imagine the Karan Johar song?
Oh my God. It's
So May 29th, Sunday afternoon, right here, first World Partnership Walk, like a fundraiser from Koffee Jalal. Plus, we're going to have a multiple artist. Oh my God. Of course, I will break the news later in the week, later in the, like, still we have time. So May 29th, 2 p.m. Calgary time, 4 Eastern, the first DIY event from Coffee with Jalal. So Rahim, okay, here we go. Thanks for dancing along with me. I love all these songs here, right? So, so this 𝗟𝗏𝗀 Khan Foundation, Rahim, there are so many charities in the world. We've seen it actually on my radio. So we have so many from Pakistan, from India, from all over the world. But now the 𝗟𝗏𝗀 Khan Foundation, this is it's been here for years and years and years. Why don't you shed some lights on the 𝗟𝗏𝗀 Khan Foundation?
Yeah. So let me start off by, so there's a lot of people who know me as Rahim Visram. So let me just quickly introduce myself. So I'm actually the national director of the World Partnership Walk DIY musical events, and DIY stands for do it yourself. So my role is actually to promote the World Partnership Walk events and walk in the community. Now, the World Partnership Walk is one of the largest, Canada's largest public events in support of the global development. It engages about 40,000 Canadians every year. And so this year, it's going to be a huge, right? We don't have a physical walk, but however, we could do a walk in the community, and also as well as we could do DIY events.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is that how did the World Partnership Walk start, right? And I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of insight. So in 1985, a group of women in Vancouver came together to raise the funds to support the work of 𝗟𝗏𝗀 Khan Foundation Canada. It's been 36 years since we've started this World Partnership Walk. And these ladies came from actually Africa and Asia. And they wanted to give back to their community so they can inspire about 1,000 Canadians to join them in a walk. And so they raised about 55,000 in the first year, the first World Partnership Walk, the walk that they did. And then since then, it's been great successful. Like the walk has been great success, and it's basically like it's grown into a annual event every year. And so with the support of the volunteers and corporate sponsors, participants, and generous donors, we have the World Partnership Walk every year in the following cities: Calgary, Edmonton, Kitchener, Waterloo, London, Montreal, Ottawa, Regina, Toronto, Vancouver, and Victoria. And so the World Partnership Walk is actually the registered charity and a part of 𝗟𝗏𝗀 Khan Foundation. It is an agency that addresses, so this is really important, it addresses the social, economic, and cultural dimensions of the development. And so any funds that anybody who donates, they get actually the tax receipt. It's a taxable, it's tax deductible, as well as every and this is really important. And I want to communicate this to everyone, that every dollar that we raise has been matched to an average of 5 times by donors such as Government of Canada.
Wow.
So for example, if I basically do $1, that dollar becomes 5 times right by the Government of Canada. So that's pretty good. And to date, the World Partnership Walk has actually raised $130 million, making it the largest event in Canada in support of the international development. So the World Partnership Walk has actually contributed over 180 initiatives in 15 countries in Africa and in Asia. And up to date, right now, as we're speaking of, right now, we have actually raised 304,000 for this year's campaign up to now. So we have a long way to go, and together we can all make a difference. We can come together, one heart, one goal, come together and make a donation to the World Partnership Walk, and this will actually help, raise the funds, raise the bar, because we have a long way to go. We're only at $104,000, and we have $6 million to go.
Hey, Melissa Parpia, thank you so much for taking, and thanks so much for the beautiful comment as well. Neros, thanks for joining us. It's really good to have you. You know, there are so many artists are joining us here.
Yes.
And I think they'll be performing. I think they'll be doing like in the DIY event as well.
Yes.
No, I think this is great to see everyone here. So, Rahim, let me ask you a personal question. Of course, like all of us are doing this
Sure.
volunteer work for years, and it's not now. For years and years, we've been doing it in our mosque and church or wherever you go. We are doing it in, like, where you live. So what do you get, like, as a personal note, like what do you get out of it?
So that's a really good question. And so, I'll be very honest with you. Whenever the time comes for me to do, whenever the time comes for the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗑𝗕 campaign, like, first of all, let me talk personal. Like, let me share something personally with you. Since I was young, I used to. Well, I'm still young, but I still used to, like, I used to go to the walks, the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗥𝗑𝗕, and I just used to volunteer. And so now what's happened is, since I got the role of doing DIY events and raising funds every year, I look forward every year, and my bar raises. So maybe first year I said to myself, I can only do 50, but that is a motivation. Then it becomes higher. Then it becomes 100. Then it becomes 150, and then it just keeps going. And so that it's a self-satisfaction that all this money that we are raising, who is it helping out? We are so. First of all, I have some great clothes. I have food. I have education. Right? There are some people in the parts of the world that are suffering, and they're suffering from global poverty, that they are not in the situation that we are right now. We are so fortunate, to do, to go to school, to wear great clothes, to have an education, a great healthcare. But there are some people who are suffering with global poverty. I just want to improve the quality of life. If we have this motto and the goal in our mind that you actually want to help these people and improve the quality of life, then that adrenaline, that inside satisfaction will light up even more and more and more. It would just motivate you to do even more. Because I'll just tell you this, another thing, that I don't know where all these funds are going there to help them improve the quality of life. But imagine if I give those funds to them, they are giving us dua. They are saying, thank you for helping us out. Wow. For some way, somewhat form, they are thanking us, right? So that's really important. That's, what, we're making a difference in someone's life. Can you imagine? We can bring smiles in people's faces when we are helping them out. So like, that's the self-satisfaction that I get, the motivation that I get. I just want to make, I want people to be happy. I want to touch people's heart, and I think that's the most important part.
Well said, Rahim.
And the thing is, Jalal, one thing I want to say, it's not only me. I'm not doing this, but you know what? I have a whole team behind me who's together with me in this to make the difference and to improve the quality of life for people who are suffering from global poverty.
I think this is well said. No, I think, like we take so many things for granted in Canada or in North America, but no, there are so many people. They are waiting for our help. They are waiting for our smile, so they get so much energy from us. So I think, if we have, I think this is kind of our duty to give out. If we have, so it's our duty to give out to our people, kind of the unfortunate people. Right? Of course, this Aga Khan Foundation work, the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗦𝗥𝗑𝗕 walk. Of course, it's so close to us, but it's so much close to the Aga Khan as well.
Yes,
because we saw Prince Ali Muhammad came to to Toronto
2018,
3 years ago. When was that?
2018.
2018, eh?
2018.
So I have that clip. So I want to play just a couple of more minutes of that clip from that video. So here, guys. So just listen to Prince Ali Muhammad, please.
Thank you, Abdullah. Minister Bennett, Your Worship Mayor Tory, distinguished guests, and friends of the World Partnership Walk. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today. Today is a celebration. It's a celebration of Canadians coming from all of Canada to help contribute to improving the quality of life in some of the poorest and most remote parts of the world. As many of you know, the Aga Khan Development Network, the AKDN, is an important way for my family, the Ismaili community, and people from all walks of life to address the concerns raised by the poorest communities across Africa and Asia. In October of last year, I myself was lucky enough to go to the northern areas of Pakistan, a stunning area of the world, truly beautiful with an incredible culture. And what I saw there were excited and inspired students going to quality schools set up by the Aga Khan Education Services. I saw new and cutting-edge health centers led by the Aga Khan Health Services. And I saw what can only be described as a bright and vibrant future, full of hope and determination. I saw all of these things, but I saw one thing that we cannot ignore, and that is climate change and its long-lasting effects on the people living in these regions. You know, I'll never forget interviewing a family in their home and speaking to the father who I had asked which threats and risks his family were facing. I expected him to explain it to me, but instead he stood up and casually walked over to the window and he showed them to me. He pointed to the right, he pointed to the river flowing through the valley, and he said, "This is where we have the annual floods." Then he looked down at the ground and he said, "We also have the occasional earthquake." And then he pointed over to the left, to the mountain, and said, "This is where we have our avalanche risks." I remember looking at that mountain, and about halfway up, there were two big boulders about the size of the home that I was standing in. And it looked like only a matter of time before it would come down, toppling down the mountain. And I can tell you now, the 30 minutes that I stood in that house, I was afraid. The natural disasters that are present in this region of the world impact the lives of the communities all too frequently. They result in the loss of life, they result in the loss of homes, and they result in the loss of access to safe drinking water, to medical attention, and to an education, to schools. The ways in which we, the AKDN, try to tackle these issues ranges from training civilians to act as first responders, administer medical attention to those that are in need, from working in the direct aftermath of these disasters by building temporary and permanent homes for families that have lost theirs, to working to reduce the effect of future disasters by building retaining walls and by building earthquake-resilient housing.
So,
Our aim.
so I think Prince Ali Mama said it, you know, like everything right here, everything. Like what AKDN does, and where, of course, whatever we donate, all the contribution goes to exactly the same disasters and like quality of life. Right? What do you want to say?
Yeah. So, you know, one thing, you know, I can just, what Prince Ali Muhammad said was he was in that house. Imagine it was just like within that 30 seconds that he was afraid to even stay there.
Exactly.
Because that natural disaster surrounding around that house that he was you know, standing on, right? So it's just you could just feel that, like, imagine if you were there and you were surrounded by all this natural disaster and something happens to you, right? And like you lose everything, right?
That's right.
So one thing that I wanted to say is that, you know, half of our world population right now currently is actually struggling to meet their basic needs. And more than 700 million people live in extreme poverty right now. So the message that I'm trying to send across is this is our chance to make a difference, right? So let's come together this year and show the world we are there for them. It's the world it's the people we want to show that we are there for them, right? And we could actually support by going to each and every DIY event, supporting, raising funds, raising awareness, right? And so that is most important thing that we need to do here. Right now, currently, let me just quickly shed some light on some of the work the Aga Khan Foundation is working on. So in terms of Pakistan, the Aga Khan Foundation Canada has a partnership with Pakistan since 1981. AKFC is working closely in Pakistan to improve women's health and empowerment. In Kenya, take an example of Kenya and Tanzania, Aga Khan Foundation has been quite active there as well too since 1980s. The funds raised support the hospitals. The funds are used to buy new equipments, improve operating theaters, invest in training programs, and improve maternity wards for the women and babies, right? And with these improvements, the hospitals are better equipped, right? You need that to handle acute illness and emergency on site. Take an example of Mozambique, right? Really quickly, right? The Mozambique has been working Aga Khan Foundation has been working in Mozambique since early 2000. Currently, the Aga Khan Foundation is working in Mozambique to improve and expand 29 health facilities. So overall, the goal of Aga Khan Foundation Canada is to partner with local communities and improve healthcare system. That's one. Education, food security, while advancing gender equality. So that's really, really important. If you look at it it's Aga Khan Foundation has touched each and every people's life and country as well too, where those countries who are suffering from global poverty.
I think of course we don't feel, we don't think all the time, but people lives in those countries, in those areas. You can imagine what goes through in their mind and their heart,
Right.
because now we can see in Ukraine what's happening in Ukraine now, right?
Exactly.
So of course we don't feel here because we are we are in a kind of mostly in North America. We don't feel the pinch here, but people who are there in those areas, of course there's so much they need our help, and hopefully everyone, and then of course I'm gonna talk about kudos to all the organizers, all the artists, all the volunteers, all the viewers, all the comment जो अपना comment करते हैं, all the shares जो share करते हैं. We need everyone's help.
Yes.
Because we cannot do it without you, without Rahim, without Jalal, without Shemikara, without Nisha, without Melissa, without Sonia. We cannot do our shows. Seriously. We need everyone to be there all together as a team. And let's, do it for our brothers and sisters, the one who need our help, right?
Hey, Jalal, I got two things to say.
Please.
When we raise funds, let's come together as one heart.
Yeah.
And if we come together as a whole team together to raise funds and to support each other, we can make a difference.
Yeah.
And it's really, really important that, the community that sticks together, that comes together, there's more love within that. And we could do anything we want. So lastly, I just wanted to thank, on behalf of the World Partnership Walk team, I would like to thank each and every donor and a sponsor for their generous contribution towards the World Partnership Walk. I would also want to thank our volunteers for sharing their time and skills to do the DIY events. Also, this week marks the National Volunteer Week. So I would like to wish all the volunteers happy Volunteers Day. Our volunteers play a vital role in contributing to the success of the walk and the broader success of the Aga Khan Foundation Canada. And so lastly, I'm really excited to announce that over the next months, you will see a lot of musical DIY events, other DIY events, and the walk in the community events as well too. So please support these events as they are for the noble cause. The virtual musical events will be on Facebook, Zoom, and YouTube, and they're all free. There's no charge to it. So please join. Invite your friends and family. You know what? And one thing is, when we're raising funds, we party, we raise awareness, and we raise funds for the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗀𝗧 walk.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you mentioned, Jalal, that some of the events that are coming up is
Yeah.
the May 7th, which is on Saturday. We
Nisha
have a
Devani.
Bollywood Bash. Yeah, we have a Bollywood Bash, virtual musical DIY event at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, organized by Nisha Divani, JB, and Timur. And they're going to be on Facebook, Zoom, and YouTube. And on Saturday, May 14th, we have a live musical fundraising event here in Toronto, Sur or Sangeet, and the flyer is out. It's organized by 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗫, the singers 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗫, Shabana Arif, also Vikram, and also a huge thanks to Zeeshan Khan as well too. She's partnering up with 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗫 for the show, and Kian, the 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃 Rahim Visram is the tabla player, right? So he's going to be there as well too. So, and the dancers are going to be there. So yeah, so we have those two lineup. We have many more, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's going to be surprise as we go on along the whole year. And so we're going to have such a good time this year and raise funds for the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗀𝗧𝗦𝗃. And yeah.
So yeah, good to see you, of course, like our good friend 𝗃𝗃𝗧𝗧𝗃𝗃 here. Zeeshan Khan, thank you so much for joining us. Neros again. Fatima Qasim, she's here as well. Fatima Qasim and 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗃𝗧𝗧𝗃𝗃, and of course all of our good friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Do you like sports, right?
Yeah, I love sports.
Oh, you don't go anywhere, because after you will be talking about Flames talk and like the NHL playoffs in general. About Toronto, of course, made it to the playoffs, same as Edmonton, and of course we'll be talking about in general. But our like my friend is going to be like Tamiz Kanji, Romil, Zeeshan Khan, and Sheryar will be talking about NHL in general, about the Canadian team. So don't go anywhere. Oh, we just got the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗃𝗧𝗏𝗃 here as well. Thank you so much for joining us. And like you said, we work as a team.
Yes.
And we work as a one heart. But I want to say two heart for me. Can I get that two heart? One with you and one with my friend
Jalal.
Oh my
Jalaluddin.
She's always on your show, which is amazing.
I know she always wants to come, but I don't want her, but don't let her come all the time. But now you are here. And of course, the Koffee with Jalal presents
Yes.
on May 29, guys.
Let's go.
As well as and of course, we are coming soon.
अब तो मेरा दिल जागे ना सोता
Party on May 29 with me, and of course Rahim will be there as well. And
Jalal, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to meet
multiple artists will be there as well. And again, in 2 weeks, May 15th, we're going to celebrate a birthday and tribute to our living legend 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗃𝗃. It's going to be awesome show, just like we did the 𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗃 show. It's going to surprise guests, surprise video messages, and some tributes, either Geet or Ginan, from our Somali artists around the world. So guys, do not forget May 15th. Of course, all the promos will be starting from the May 1st. Thank you so much, Makisa. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think you love to have him. And I want to say a special shout out to your mom and your sister, Rahim.
Thank you.
They work behind the scene, and they're of course tagging people here as well. And it's not possible without your family help. So I think kudos to your mom and your sister as well.
No, thank you. It's it's a seva that we do, and we want to just continue supporting each and every artist, And so Jalal, like I'm super excited about your show on the May 29th, the current George show.
Yeah,
I cannot wait. The poster that you've created, the music, it's just phenomenal.
All the phenomenal songs.
Yeah, and we're gonna rock and roll.
Yeah. And I just want to say, don't want to take away from the WPW, but day before yesterday, Rahim, you saw that my son had a chance to meet.
Oh my God!
Mr. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, and the Quebec, the Premier. So just want to thanks to everyone for phone calls, messages on a WhatsApp, as well as on a Facebook. It was really neat. My son, of course, he's in Montreal, and he's working in the lab with all the research. And so like, as you know, the Moderna and the Montreal, McGill, they came as a partnership, and they can produce 100 million doses per year from the 2024. And they went to my son, where he does his research. He went to that lab. It belongs to of course, like a professor from the McGill. So he had a chance. I think you saw the video as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for those beautiful messages and phone call. Rahim, what do you want to say before we go?
So first of all, I want to say your son's very, very lucky. I wish I was there.
He's lucky to have me, right?
Yes, you're a super proud father of Reese.
Yes, thank God. Shukr.
Amazing, amazing. And you know what? Kudos to him. And I pray that he touches the highest sky in his education, and the success paves his path all the time in his life. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, mashallah. When I saw that, it was like, I was super impressed. And yeah, and one last thing though, I know that this week is Eid. I don't want to forget. Tomorrow's Eid. I don't want to forget. So I do want to quickly wish everyone. So on behalf of the World Partnership Walk and myself, the World Partnership Walk team and myself, I would like to wish each and everyone on YouTube, on Facebook, Eid Mubarak in advance to all of you that celebrate Eid and enjoy the festivities with your family and friends. And Jalal, I don't know, I cannot thank you enough for inviting me to your show. Thank you for being such a strong supporter of the World Partnership Walk. And I don't have any words more than thank you. So
don't say no. Yeah, like you don't have to say. This is my passion. Doesn't matter. I think like you said, we are all together as a one team. I think this is I think we are so lucky we get this kind of chances to do community service.
Yes,
we're always looking for something, but here we are getting a chance on our laps. Do this. This is community service. And I think I'm just kind of feeling blessed and feeling honored, like you are here.
Yes,
and you're always welcome, and you might see me in Toronto soon. You never know.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I cannot wait. We're eager to see you guys. And just want to say, there are so many events that are happening. As you said, please, you can tag me on any post. I can share it to my Koffee Jalal page as well as the Entitled Canada group. But you have to tag me. Otherwise, sometimes I'm busy too. I don't get to see. Please tag me anything. I'm all go for. I'm all with it. I'm all in for this. Let's help each other, and let's work as a team, and let's do our seva with one heart, with our clean heart.
Yes, I agree totally. Yeah, it's just one heart comes together, and sparks comes out, right? Like we could do anything that we want, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and you know what? And the thing is, when we raise funds, there's no ranking, there's no competition.
No.
Listen, you know what? It's you raise what you can.
Yeah.
And you know what? The most important part is raising awareness. That's the most important.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fundraising comes, yes, it does come, 100%.
Yeah.
But that comes after you raise awareness, and then you come.
Yeah,
that's why I say, come together. Let's all come together.
Yeah.
Raise this awareness as a team together. Reach out to people, educate them on what World Partnership Walk is. Yeah. And how is the World Partnership Walk and AKFC work? How is our work, impacting the people who are suffering in global poverty? That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
There's no, I've done this much, I've done this much.
There is no winner, there is no loser. And
yes.
Yeah, we all same, because all the money or like all the contribution goes under one umbrella. It
goes into one. Everything just goes to one pot.
Yeah.
It doesn't come to me. It doesn't come to anybody.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really, really, really important we come together as one Jamaat, one community, one heart.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Thank you so much, buddy. Good to see you again. And
yes, you too.
Say hi to your girlfriend and your wife for me.
I will, for sure. Listen, if you come to Toronto, don't forget my mug, Jalal.
See, I need just send me an invitation. Jalal, come to Toronto on 14th May.
And he needs a mug too when you come to May 14.
Inshallah, you never know. You might see me soon. Let's see.
Okay.
Guys, don't go anywhere. Now we're gonna talk the Flames and NHL talk right here with our good friends. So don't go anywhere. Rahim, you stay blessed, healthy, and say hi to your mom and your dad. Thank you so much for all you do.
I will.
I'm here whenever you need me for anything. I'm
Thank
here
you,
for
bro.
you. Please, let's rock as a
Yes.
one team, as a heart, and let's have fun. That's
Yes.
Let's have fun.
That's exactly. You got the goal. Let's have fun.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks,
brother.
John.
Appreciate it.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Ya Ali Madad. One and only Rahim Visram is a WPW director for the musical event, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Like I was saying, now we're gonna move our topic, and we'll be talking about hockey, National Hockey League. Yes, now we'll be. Let's have some flame stuff. Our good friend, they are from Calgary, and we have like little group called Sports Talk on Koffee Jalal. Here they are. Let me get them on the screen. First, Tamiz Kanji. Yalima Tamiz, how are you?
Well, great, Jalal bhai. How are you?
Good to have you. I hope you enjoyed the last show.
Oh, absolutely. I was glued to it. I think
Yeah.
it is such a real blessing and an opportunity that we have within our community to reach globally.
Yeah,
We think sometimes we're only in Calgary. What kind of impact can we have?
yeah,
This gives us an opportunity to really reach out and help our brothers and sisters and other members of the world community,
yeah.
so that they may also have peace and hope in their lives.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said. Yeah. Let me get to our other member. Zeeshan Khan. Zeeshan bhai, assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Hello, Jalal bhai. Hello, Tamiz.
Hey,
Zeeshan
Zeeshan.
Khan, go Flames. Yes.
Go Flames, go, man.
Yeah, you're rocking it.
Yes, you got to do it. You know, all the playoff stuff's coming out. I got my flags on.
yes.
I got my shirts on. Everything.
Cannot wait for the May 2nd, May 3rd. Sorry. Okay,
May
let me
3rd.
get to our next guest, Ron Shivji. Ron, Yali Madad.
Yali, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good to have you here, buddy.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad Zeeshan had his paraphernalia. I've got mine. Tamiz forgot his. Tamiz
Look
is
behind me.
Yeah.
He's got it. Yeah, he's got his stuff behind him. Yeah.
You had it partially blocked, but yes. Nice.
Wow.
Good to
Thank
see you
so
guys.
much, guys. Good to have you here, and it's always fun to talk about Flames, especially when it's playoffs are coming. Let me start with this. Tamiz, you are first. Did you think, when the season started, what was going in your mind? Okay, after Flames, where they're gonna finish?
Well, for me, I really liked when we made the coaching change last year.
Yes.
And you could see when Daryl Sutter came on, how the structure changed to a more defensive style,
Yeah.
where players had more responsibilities that they weren't used to before. And you could see then with the trades that was being made when we had 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗧𝗏 come in, then you knew the commitment level from the ownership group was, we're all in on this, because our core group really hasn't done a great job. Last year was an absolute flop.
Yes.
But you could see that they didn't give up on this core group. They stuck with it.
Yeah.
And when you bring in a number one goalie,
Ah.
like a 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗏𝗏, you know that this GM and the ownership group said, we have to make a move and get into the playoffs this year. So I, in a nutshell, thought that we would be a playoff team.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would be finishing where we were.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would get the goal production that we did.
Yeah.
I knew 𝗏𝗏𝗏 would be a very valuable asset to us, but I think they have superseded any expectation that we had, especially what I had. I thought they would just be a wild card team, maybe, or third place in the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
But to be first is a bonus.
Yeah. So Zeeshan, but like last year, I think they had it was my opinion that I think they had a problem of ego. I think there was an issue with ego with our top line or top players or our core players. But when I heard the Daryl Sutter is back, I was like, he doesn't listen to anyone. Yeah. It's my way or highway. He will send the guys out if you don't listen to him. And I think that's what happened here, Zeeshan. What do you say?
100%, 100%. You know, if you see just Daryl Sutter talking in those after game or pre-game, you know, press conferences, no BS.
He
Nothing.
doesn't give any.
I mean,
Exactly.
I love it when these, you know, the journalists, they're trying to, get something out of him, and he just finishes, and you're like, period. You know, and I remember one of the games we lost, and he said, "No, guys did great. This is what happens." And that's it. And they were trying to, no, but could you elaborate on this? Can you elaborate on that? He said, I just said the guys play great. You win some, you lose some, and that's it.
That's it.
No BS guy. He has given and the thing that, you know, as Tamiz was saying, that, you know, everyone's got their own role. They know what to do.
What to do, exactly.
They know that they have to produce. If they're not going to produce, they're gone.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing that you can have. And Daryl Sutter, as Tamiz said, when he came in, I was like, you know, let's see what happens. When they started going up, I said, hopefully it's not going to be like other seasons when, you know, they have won 8 or 9 in a row, and then you're just on that downslide, and then you just miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, Daryl has been amazing. As I said, no BS guy. This is what we needed.
Yeah. So, you know, Ron, you know, did you follow him when he was here for the 2004? Were you a big fan of him?
Yeah, I still sometimes get I'd say shivers or chills just thinking about how it was for a lot of people, like Zeeshan and Tamiz and yourself, just remembering that. And yeah, I remember I had a major exam that I was trying to study for, and I didn't do well in it at all. Worst timing to study for an exam during a major playoff run by the Flames. So yeah, that was I definitely remember that, and I made it to I think it was about 4 games at the Saddledome that year. So I was thrilled. It was just amazing to be inside that stadium and along, you know, whether it was pub parties or Red Mile and such an amazing experience.
Yeah. So, you know, Tamiz, you know, because I think this year Flames, I think lost 3 games in a row, maybe 3 times. And that was it. Like, they didn't have that long losing streak like we used to see here. So what, and of course, the Gudro and, you know, Kaczak are out of their mind this year. What happened? If you're a coach, what do you want to say to Gudro so he can get pumped for the whole year? What are those things? What do you think?
I don't think you need to say much. I think there was, before, there used to be too much emphasis and too much stress on these guys to lead the team. There wasn't really a balanced attack. We always had, you know, 3 good forwards that would carry the team. I think that's always been the case here, where we had Abdullah and Conroy and Jalal. If you look at the 2004 team, it's nice we're talking about that, because I see a lot of similarities between 2004 and what we're doing now. Yeah. And it's no secret that Sutter was the coach and the GM in 2004, and he's the coach now. So he has his hand right on this team. And when you have multi-pronged dynamic approach to how you score, you have that depth, it takes away from all the stress. The players can play a little bit more free. If you see Johnny Gudro, I don't think I've ever seen him so happy and laughing and Matthew Kaczak as I've ever seen them before, because that pressure and that weight is off their shoulders. They know that they can go and play their brand of hockey without, you know, having to worry about the defensive end, because we lacked there. We didn't have the goaltending there. So their production went downhill. Now you've given them that opportunity to play their style, because they know if they make a mistake, you have a great defensive core and you've got a #1 goaltender back there that'll help you out. So there's nothing that needs to be said. We've had a great season up till now. Now we need to actually put our foot on the gas even more. Yeah. Because the opponent that we have facing us on May 3rd, they're not a pushover. They're going to give us a run for our money. And we can't take them lightly. So we just have to play our game. Don't worry about them. Play our game, and everything will fall into place.
Yeah. This summer, you know, like our top line, Lindholm, of course, Gudro and Kaczak, they had a record year. And all the 6 defensemen, they had the record year too. Yeah. So you can tell our defense is, of course, they're scoring, you know, they're scoring goal, getting points as well. I think this is a great system they have. They can go as long as you can cover your back.
Oh, exactly. You know, and as Tamiz said, that, you know, like, we got depth. Our defensemen, they're scoring. They're doing defense. And one of the things that I saw this year, even our forward line, was pretty good at defense too. Like there were so many shots that I've seen Lindholm blocking, Johnny Gudro, or be it, one guy that I really miss is Sean Monaghan. I mean, he was pretty good, but unlucky for him, and he didn't have a great season, and he had to get out because of the hip surgery. But it's been, and Tanev, he recently won a trophy. What a great like the season he had. And we have this new kid, Zadorov. He's been amazing. He's scored some goals. He's and defense wise, there have been some lapses, but then if there's a lapse, then you had Jacob Markstrom to save that, and like 8 shutouts. He's either like leveled the record, or is he at the record? I'm not sure.
No, he tied the record, but didn't break it. Yeah. So, Ron, what do you say about what do you want to say about Lindholm? Now we have the #1 bona fide center now after so many years now, and it clicked this season with Kaczak and Gudro. I think they had a record year because of the Lindholm. What do you want to say about him?
Yeah, I think he was a great addition a few years ago. Just thinking about the trade that was made, when we got Hanifin as well, right? I thought that was a tremendous trade, and he's a great asset. And
he's only 26.
Yeah, and it's incredible that Gudro and Kaczak get a lot of attention, but certainly on this team, and I think in this city, he's well appreciated. So I think he's definitely an asset, and just gels so well with the other two, right? As I think he said on a recent interview, he just gets to the open spots and such, right? And he does that well. Probably just one quick point I'd like to add is throughout the season, I've been thinking about the players who aren't here. So, okay, let's, Zeeshan, you mentioned Monaghan. Monaghan is with us, but he's not playing. So, Giordano, Brody, Bennett, and the other goalies, you had Big Save Dave and other goalies. It's incredible some of the changes they made, and just such an incredible mix of talent that we have.
Yeah, so Tamiz, I think we got Toffoli at the end of the year, and then we had other two trades. I think, and though all those, they have a playoff experience, but I think what I'm thinking, the one we got a trade from Edmonton 2 years ago, who was that? Lucic. I think he's gonna be the wild card for me. I think he's got so much experience, and he knows what to do in playoff. And I think it's going to be the huge factor for us to play as a physical, and then our first line or the second line, they can do their own business.
Yeah, I mean, adding Milan Lucic, I think, and even Trevor Lewis, Tyler Toffoli, these guys, they're here for a reason. They have been through the hard knocks, they have persevered, and they have won. And this team hasn't had those type of players to look up to as role models. They're great individual players, Gudro and Kaczak and Lindholm, but they've yet to taste, success in the playoffs. Well, when you bring in these type of players that have had it, you change your entire mindset and structure of your team. And when you add physicality, when you get into the playoffs, you'll see the hits will go up by 50-60%.
Yes.
So you want to be the one doing the hitting, not the hittee, getting pounded. So that if something were to happen, Gudro were to get roughed up, or Kaczak, you've got Lucic, you've got Eric Goodbranson, you've got Nikita Zadorov, you've got Trevor Lewis, guys that are not afraid to drop the gloves.
No.
And I think the best thing that the culmination of the whole season, just look at the last game against Nashville.
Yeah.
That was an intense, tremendous game. Yes. The guys stood up for each other. They fought. Imagine that goal. If it doesn't go in with 0.1 seconds left, we're facing Nashville instead of Dallas.
Yeah.
Right? So bringing in these type of players, it is, at the time, I remember people were laughing. You gave up James Neal for Milan Lucic.
Yeah.
Well, where's James Neal now?
Yeah, that's right.
And where's Milan Lucic? Right? At the time, people were laughing at what a bad trade.
Yeah.
It's one of the best trades that Trey Living ever made.
No doubt. I think he's going to be a big factor for our playoff run. And, Zeeshan, let's talk about Michael Backlund. I think this is his time to shine as well, this playoff. He's, Daryl Sutter guy as well. I think now for the last, week or two, his game is kind of improved, you can say. And I think he's ready for the playoff. And he's going to be a big factor as well.
Michael Backlund, no doubt. He's an amazing player. He has ups and downs the whole season. Not as productive as he used to be, but he has been involved with many, second line like goals and assists and all that stuff. He's getting there, but I don't know. This year he's kind of off. He's not that Michael Backlund that you see. He's getting too many penalties and unnecessary penalties that I have noticed. This is my personal let's say that's what I think. But yeah, hopefully, something will turn around for him during the playoffs, and he will get, some momentum going, maybe, some goals and, or even an assist, who cares? As long as you are contributing and producing, we're good with that.
Yeah. So, Ron, Markstrom, because I've seen him, he let one sometime easy goal go, every easy goal in the 2 games. So what do you think? How is going to be in the playoff? Because of course, he has to be our best guy during playoff. That's the only worry I have about him. Otherwise, I'm all for, I'm all for him. What do you think?
I'm pretty confident in his abilities and his approach for probably 3 different factors, right? His goaltending coach, the head coach, and his teammates. I think all of those will contribute positively to how he plays. And this is a big stage, and I think we'll see the best of him. The irony I remember is, he had a chance to break the shutout record, but he had a flub in overtime. So he would have had the record otherwise for shutouts for Calgary. But I think just like Tamiz and Zeeshan would say, we're glad to have him. I don't think we'd want anybody else right now.
No. And, our backup is really good too. I think he's doing an awesome job as well. So Tamiz, May 3rd, puck drops at 8 p.m. What are your thoughts?
Well, like I said, Dallas is not a pushover. They are a very good team. Their top line is just as productive as ours.
Yes.
And I think this is the first series in the last 21 years where you've got 4 40 goal scorers.
That's right.
On that same ice playing.
Yeah.
And their top line of Roope Hintz and Jason Robertson and 𝗃𝗶𝘀𝗀. He's a guy who's rejuvenated his career.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you've got Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn.
Yeah.
On the back end, you've got Miro Heiskanen is there along with John Klingberg, and then Jake Ottinger in net. This is a series that I think is going to come down to goaltending.
Yeah.
And I put my money on Jacob Markstrom just because of the style that he plays, the system that we play in front of us, and at least being in a playoff situation before where Jake Ottinger, this is really his first kick at it.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a great series. By no means, is Dallas going to go down in 4?
No.
But these will be tight defensive games.
Yeah.
We played each other 3 times this year. All 3 were really tight.
Tight game.
I don't expect anything different come 8 p.m. But, the one thing I'm looking for is that first 10 minutes. I want to see how Calgary really puts the foot on the gas and uses their speed and their talent to force Dallas to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because Dallas is a team that's going to clog up the middle. They're not a fun team to watch.
No.
They're going to clog up the middle. We have to dump the puck in, make their defensemen turn, and bang them every single chance that we get to let them know this is going to be a long series.
Zeeshan, what do you want to say?
No, same thing. Exactly. Is Bishop still with Dallas?
No,
not anymore. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought Bishop was still with Dallas, but yeah, exactly same thing. It's the first 10 minutes which are going to dictate the whole game. Because if they can force Dallas to make mistakes and they can move the puck around quick and in their D, and not get into that rut when sometimes Calgary does that the opponent team is playing more in their D rather than them in the offensive zone. So that will definitely dictate. I totally agree.
Yeah, and I think for, of course, our 𝗟𝗏𝗧, I think he has a more experience than their coach, and he knows how to handle the players. What do you say, Ron?
Yeah, I think so, and I hope players like Dubé and Mangiapane have a big start more than our top line. I think that's it. And a Lucic hit will electrify the crowd as well. And so, and one of the things is this is Dallas, and we had a really bad showing. Where was it, like 2 years ago in the bubble? That was a tough ending in 20.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of, at least for the players, it's a revenge factor. But Daryl Sutter wasn't here.
Yeah.
But and maybe that won't be a factor for Daryl in how he approaches it. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to the first game. See Calgary setting the tone.
So, and I think for last 2 weeks, the Dubé is flying right now, scoring goals, and good to see Mangiapane as well, scoring. I think it's good to see because I think if the first two lines, I think is going to be more focused under Dallas, but the third line, the fourth line, I think they can score goals, and we have enough power. I think enough players who can score a goal. I think it's going to be a huge factor for us from the scoring from other lines. Hey, Tamiz?
Absolutely. This is the team depth that I was referring to a little while ago, where Johnny Gudro and Kaczak and them had so much pressure on them that they weren't performing. Just look at their stats from last year.
Yeah.
But this year, when you've got depth throughout your lineup, and then you add a 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗧 to your mix, and then you've also got Richardson, and then you've got your revamped defensive core. Oliver Shillington. Look at the year he's had. Chris Tanev back there. There's a lot of great players, but there's a lot of proven leaders that are here. A lot of guys that can help. If you have a couple of bad shifts, you've got guys that are there that are going to be reinforcing them to keep playing, be positive. Trust your instincts. You don't finish first in the Pacific Division for a fluke.
Yeah.
So just go out there and play our brand of hockey, and that's all we've got to worry about. Just play Calgary hockey. It's successful to this point. Don't change anything. Just keep doing it, but no letting up. You can't give Dallas any sense of optimism or momentum, because they're a team that can turn around and use that and take games away from you.
Yeah, that's right. And until we were waiting who's going to be our our opponent, but Zeeshan, I didn't want to face Edmonton in the first round or even second round. They are on a roll right now. My God,
they are. No, for sure. Definitely good that we are not facing Edmonton, but it would have been an amazing series if we had to.
No doubt. Yeah. Of course, we love to see them. But on the other end, don't want to see them either, because
there'll be lots of pressure on the guys, lots of pressure. The whole organization, you're with your arch rivals. But let's see how Dallas goes, and I guess we'll go from there.
Yeah, if I think if Edmonton wins and Calgary wins, so they can meet in the second round.
And in the second round, round 2.
What would you like to face Edmonton, Ron?
Oh, for sure. I'm a big proponent of seeing them play, right? What was it, last game? I think it was a 9-5 final at the Saddle. That was fun to be to see. But definitely, I look at a bigger picture. Both Calgary and Edmonton have good teams. I think Alberta in general needs a big boost, and I'm one for that. To see the restaurants and pubs and the stadiums full. Even before thinking about the play, I think it'd be such an amazing matchup. And I think it's been so long, since the 90s.
91.
Yeah. So I'd be looking forward to it. I wouldn't be scared of that matchup for sure.
So like Tamiz, if I ask you, what do you think? Who's going to be in the conference final? What do you think?
Oh God. In the Western Conference, my 4 teams that I thought it'll be Calgary and Colorado in the West, and maybe Florida and New York Rangers in the East.
Okay.
And then hopefully Florida Calgary final.
Oh, is that right? That's what you're hoping for.
I'm hoping for it, but that's thinking with my heart. My head says probably I think Colorado might come out of the West, and maybe Florida still out of the East. So but it's going to be a great playoff. Every series is going to be amazing. I think in the Western Conference, if you look at every team's home records, they are phenomenal. Everybody in the Western Conference has a very good home record. Going to be very hard for opposing teams to win.
Yeah,
I think that's going to have long series. In the Western Conference, it's more physicality and goaltending. In the East, it's more run and gun, up and down.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the best time of year, and we're lucky that our team is in it.
Yeah, that's right. And Zeeshan, let's talk about Toronto. On the eastern side, and 60 goal. What's his name?
Austin Matthews. I was looking at that. Wow, what a run! What a run! I mean, this guy, he's played 73 games and he's got 60 goals. Wow, that's an amazing record. And him and Connor McDavid. I mean, no doubt Connor McDavid is from a rival team, but when you see these guys fly on the ice, it's amazing. You can't catch them. Gudro's like that too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan. I have seen Gudro live on the ice in Saddle Dome. When he's flying, you can't catch him. But these two guys are phenomenal too. And what a run they have. One of the things that I should say, I'm a huge fan of Giordano. He's a very humble guy, a very nice player.
I'd love to see him back here, man.
I know, and I love to see him. He's back in Toronto. He's back in a Canadian team, and him and his partner, what was his name? Brody. Yeah, they're both there. They both are not on the same line, but they're still part of the same team. Yeah. I'm glad to see him back. In fact, I was going through some playoff brackets. I have seen people chose to have a final between Toronto and Calgary. I was like, ooh, let's see, but maybe, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, of course. In the playoff, anything can happen. That's the thing, right? So Ron, who do you want to see in the final? What do you think? Who's going to be in the final, conference final?
Gosh, there are some strong teams. You're saying conference finals?
Yeah.
I sort of like the matchup that Tamiz stated because the matchup of for one having Bennett on the Florida side, a former teammate, I think has some intrigue there, and to have a Florida team and a Calgary team almost 20 years after our last run has a lot of good drama to it, I think. So I think that's a good matchup. I can't say I've really thought about what the matchups look on or who could come out aside from that, but I like that matchup, to be honest. It has a good storyline.
Yeah. So Tamiz, Montreal, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Ottawa couldn't make it for whatever reason. What do you think?
I'm out of that group. I'm a little bit maybe shocked about Winnipeg. I thought that they would have more of a presence. I actually thought they had a chance to win out the Central Division.
Yeah.
And then, with everything that happened with their coach, Paul Maurice, and him stepping aside, maybe that had more of an impact on them than I think even they as players thought it would.
Yeah.
But for sure, Winnipeg, that was a bit of a shock. Ottawa, I love that team. I think their future looks really good.
Yes, their youngsters are really good.
Vancouver, I think in a year or two is going to be knocking on the door too.
No doubt.
They've got some great potential. Montreal, I think they're still a few years away, and now with Carey Price, coming out and saying he can't play out, majority of the season, and who knows?
Yeah.
His knees are bothering him. Who knows? We might have seen the last of Carey Price.
Yeah.
In that 10-2 shellacking that they gave Florida.
Yeah.
So our Canadian teams, three of them are boding well, and the rest of them are starting to get better. But hopefully, I think Winnipeg might be able to get back to where we thought they were going to be, and Ottawa and Vancouver, look for them. I think in the next year or two, they're going to both be, at least coming up to playoff standards and maybe even getting in.
Yeah. So Zeeshan, I think overall, I think it's going to be great playoffs for all of us. Matchups looks really, really good. I think it's going to be awesome. So I think the party starts on a Tuesday at 8 p.m. in Calgary. I think it's going to be fun. So what do you want to say, Zeeshan bhai?
Looking forward to it. Can't wait for the puck drop.
Yeah.
Tuesday 8 p.m. I think there are big screens in the parking lot too. I was actually thinking about going there.
There is it's going to be free entry.
Yeah.
But it's going to be prizes, games, and the drinks as well.
Yeah.
And Ron, I think I'll ask the same question to everyone. Ron, Maple Leaf against Tampa Bay. Who's your pick? I think like Tampa and Toronto. Who's your pick? That's an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay was struggling a bit in the last little while towards the end, right? So I'd say maybe Toronto has momentum, would have recent momentum, but you got a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, so man, that's tough. It'd be nice if Toronto sort of gets that monkey off their back, right? They've had some challenges over first rounds and stuff. So, and if I want a Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup, it's been far too long since '93.
True.
Let's have Toronto in the mix versus Tampa. I want Toronto.
You want Toronto. So what about you, Tamiz? What do you think? I think it's going to be a great matchup.
It'll be a great matchup. You never count out the 2-time Stanley Cup champions. They know how to turn it on with the best of them. They have the goaltending advantage. Vasilevsky is one of the best. Campbell for Toronto, I mean, he's playing well.
Yeah.
But Tampa, although I'm born in Toronto wearing a Blue Jays jersey, I don't want Toronto in the finals. I don't. If it's not Calgary, it's. I don't want Toronto. I think Tampa can win that series, and I think they're going to win that series. I think it's going to go 7 games.
Yeah, I think I think the way it looks. Yeah, I think it's going to be 7 games. Yeah. So I'll start the one question to all of you. Zeeshan, I'll start with you. Okay, Calgary or Dallas? How many games?
Oh, how many games?
Yeah, Calgary or Dallas?
I have a feeling it may go up to game 6 or 7.
6, 7. Ron?
Yeah.
Calgary, I'm trying to be optimistic for 5. I'll accept 6, but Calgary.
Yeah. Tamiz?
Calgary in 5.
Calgary in 5. Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa. Okay, what about Edmonton and the Kings? Zeeshan?
Edmonton and Kings. I know Kings have struggled. But you never know with LA. So I would say LA and maybe 5 games.
5, eh? What about Ron? Ron, you?
I want to, so much as we hate Edmonton, I'd like to see them advance and hopefully Calgary faces them. So I'll say Edmonton in 6.
6. Tamiz?
Edmonton. I mean, I think the one thing is LA. They are a very, very good road team.
Yes.
Nobody's paying much attention to them. Everyone's just looking at Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and Mike Smith. But LA, they're going to give Edmonton a run for their money. But ultimately, I think the Oilers have definitely the depth, the scoring power.
Yeah.
And with Mike Smith playing the way he is, I think
he's out of this world.
Out of this world. And I think Edmonton will win that series in 6 games. But I hope LA wins in 7.
Yes, I say like Flames in 6, and I want to see LA, but it's going to be Edmonton in 6. The way I think, yeah. But this, like McDavid and Draisaitl, it's too hard to handle. Man. They are flying right, and Smith at the back end. My God, that's tough. Wow. No, it was fun to have you guys. Yeah. So, what do you want to say? The last comment from everyone. Tamiz, we'll start with you.
Well, I mean, the regular season was great for us, but now that chapter is gone, and a new chapter for us starts, as it does for the other 16 teams. So it's the best time of year, guys, to be talking about this and having the team that we do have. There's a lot of optimism, as there should be.
Yeah.
And I think if we were to get knocked out in the first round, this was a really disappointing season. So I look for us to, short term to do a lot of the things we've been doing throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
Transition it to the game one, and long term, let's see how far we can go, because I think we have something special in Calgary right now.
Cooking right now. Yeah. Zeeshan?
Same here. Looking forward to it. Just play your game. Just do whatever you have been doing regular game.
Yeah.
It has worked for us. Don't need to change anything, and just put your foot down and let's knock out Dallas.
Yeah. Ron?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this starting up, and the fact that there's potential changes, as they are in every season at the end of every off season. I want them to do really well, and I'm glad that 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 is having as positive an impression and the results that he's getting out of his players. So, best chance. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Go Flames,
last home game when Flames reached clinched the division leader.
Yeah, division. Yeah.
So the press conference with 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃, so they asked, okay, because they were going to go on the road for next 3 games. He said, okay, so now what? How you gonna manage the goalie and players who's gonna play? What's your goal? He said, we want to beat the next, we want to win the next game. That's it. There is no easy, they want take their the foot off the gas. No, we want to win the next game. Doesn't matter if we clinch or no. So I think there are several factors going to be very huge to bring the energy into the team if they are losing, or if they are goal behind or game behind or something. I think he is good. I think because he knows everything, he has so much experience in it. And when he joined the Flame, he said he's here to finish the job, the one he couldn't finish 2004. So I think it's going to be an awesome series. And let's go Flames, go, man. Looking forward to the.
Awesome.
Can't wait for the puck to.
𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 will be the coach of the year. Mark my words.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he will be coach of the year.
No
And
doubt.
when other teams were resting their players, the last couple of games, he was like, "We're having none of it." You're resting.
Gudro was playing the last game.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that Gudro was playing even Winnipeg. I thought he's he might get a night off, but no.
Well, they've asked him before so many times, when are you going to give Jacob Markstrom, night off? And he'd go back and he'd say, well, in November he had 6 days off, in December he had 7, in the All-Star break he had 5.
Yeah.
He knew all these things. So I think it's funny, but I think the most motivated person on the Calgary Flames is 𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃.
Coach is the coach.
And when you come in and you say it's unfinished business right from day one, he has something that he wants to prove to himself. And good on him. He's been a real strong voice and a mentor for all our players.
Yeah.
And you be rest assured, if a couple of guys aren't playing up to standard, they're going to hear about it.
He will bench them. Oh, I know. Hey, last question before I forgot about it. Do you think Flames can keep Gudro and Kaczak? Are they going to sign here? Tamiz, start with you.
Gudro, I think the cap's only going up by $1 million. So I think Gudro, Trey said he's going to move heaven and earth to sign him. Kaczak is the following year.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be commanding both north of $10 million.
Easily.
So we'll see how things happen. And of course, with Monaghan and his injuries, what's the plan for him? So I think there's a lot of other things that are going to dictate, how this all progresses.
Yeah.
But I think when you have players like this, who do you replace them with?
Yeah.
Without telling your fan base, we're starting from scratch. Nobody has patience for that. We've seen that already.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to get it done. But I think a lot of things will dictate how we get to that point.
Yeah. And depends on the playoff too. Zeeshan, what do you think?
100%. It, as you said, it depends on playoff. What I think, if we are exiting playoffs round 1, I see Kaczak maybe, getting out of contract. Gudro may stay, but if it's a longer run, I can see them staying and then trying again next year. But I think Kaczak's dad has made a comment about, there was a comment a few days ago when he got his 100th point that, he, Kaczak, like the Matthew will miss his, that Flames got him in there when he was very young. They trained him. He's where he is at because of Flames, and he will miss his coaching staff or something like that. So there were like rumors, they may be thinking about it, and everyone says it's a business.
It's a business, yeah.
So and players have to be not just players; they also have to be businessmen. So, let's see how things go. But as I said, I predict the way I look at it. If round one exit, there will be changes. If we're going longer, players may stay and say, okay, let's give it another crack.
Yeah. Ron, are we gonna get our new arena?
Oh, geez. I was so focused on the previous question.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I for an arena, I definitely think we need one, as arena's almost 40 years old, right? And so oldest arena in the league. Disappointed that it fell apart towards the end of 21. To be honest, I actually like that Calgary Next idea that the Flames proposed, where you had the field house and the arena and the football stadium. That would have been amazing on the west side. This was brought up the wrong way, I thought. But it'd be great if we get it. But gosh, it's now going to be probably about 5 years away.
Yeah, it is. So, okay, what do you want to say about the last question?
The last question, I think, Gudro for sure. I think a good chance of him staying. The way I'm looking at about the salary cap, and if 𝗃𝗓𝗓's contract comes off, maybe Monaghan, I don't know, retires and such. I don't know how that works. Then you might have some money left over, or enough money to have both stars there.
Yeah.
But I think you need a team as well. So I'm conflicted where if it's top heavy, if you saw what Edmonton did, you got high end players and they were struggling a bit when it's top heavy. So I'm torn about that, where if it's just at the top end.
Yeah, because it's a team game. If you have one or two players, it's not that easy to win a Stanley Cup or even a one round. Yeah. And I think they were talking on FN 960 before the Monaghan injury, they might buy him out, but now he's injured now. So, and he's got one more year. So I think $7 million will be free after next year. So let's see what happens. But it's going to be very interesting summer for the Calgary Flames to sign all these big shots. But it's going to be fun again. So let's start the fun, guys, on May 2nd. May 3rd. May 3rd, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Calgary, Dallas, and go Flames, go. Thanks, Tamiz. Zeeshan bhai. Thanks, Ron. Really, really wonderful. And thanks for stating the group, our WhatsApp group. And we had Sheryar Abdullah as well, but he couldn't join because he's working. So got a comment from the Tasneem Merali. Hello, everyone watching from Toronto. Still and always will be a Flames fan. So thank you so much, Tasneem.
Yeah, we got one of them out there.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. And Eid Mubarak to all of you. Zeeshan bhai, Eid Mubarak, Ron.
Eid Mubarak to everyone.
Eid Mubarak to the entire listening audience, too.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you so much, buddy. All the best.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
So, guys, ये थे हमारे Tamiz Kanji, Zeeshan Khan, and Ron Shivji, and our good friend Sheryar couldn't join us because he was working. So thanks everyone for joining us today for the special edition of Koffee Jalal. And yes, Koffee Jalal back on May 15th again. We're going to celebrate 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗧𝗧 birthday tribute. Starts at 2 o'clock Calgary time, 4 Eastern. And thanks to Rahim Visram and for all the insights, the one he gave for the World Partnership Walk. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much everyone for joining us. Salam, namaste, sat sri akal, adab, and ya Ali Madad.